This is a HeadGum podcast.
Hello and welcome to The Complete Guide to Everything, a podcast about everything. I'm one of your hosts, Tom.
And I'm Tim.
How are you doing this week, Tim?
Tom, I have a sense of calm.
Oh, wow. All right. Why is that?
You know
Have you
what?
been taking CBD? We were talking about CBD earlier.
To be honest, and look, I'm not a drugs person.
Yeah.
But this isn't drugs from what I understand.
Yeah, that's what the drugs want you to think.
I've been taking CBD oil, not at a consistent time every day and not consistently every day.
Right.
But look, I put some drops in some water, sometimes some tea.
Yeah.
And it relaxes me. And you know what? I'm sure it's snake oil. I'm sure it's all in my head, but that's the freaking point, right?
Tim, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. I'm not going to have drug addicts here in my house telling me everything. It's
I smoke
fine.
it a lot. I put it in a spoon. I get a spoonful of the CBD oil. It costs $50 a spoonful.
I don't think that's CBD oil then, Tim.
No, Tom, this little thing of CBD
Uh-huh.
oil I have was $50. I bought it at some place in Soho. This was my problem.
Okay.
It was like a
A
fancy
perfumery
place.
or something.
No, it was like
a fancy CBD place or like a
Yeah.
health food place?
No, a fancy CBD / like crystals place. Actually, it wasn't in Soho. I think it was in the East Village, and it's called the Alchemist's Kitchen.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was like I was a regular Link.
From The Legend of Zelda?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I had to go and like pay a certain number of gems, rubies for this tincture.
Rupees.
Yes.
And
It was
the guy was like, "Hold on, I'm in the back turning lead into gold, but
No.
yeah, I guess I'll come out front to sell you. But I'll tell you what's an even more lucrative business: selling you this little thing for $50."
Yeah, no, it wasn't an old man. It was a bunch of young women in like like that.
five salespeople sold me this.
Well, no. The store has
Okay.
multiple employees, Tom.
Right.
It's a pretty big operation they got there. But you know when how the new agey kind of people these days, they look like they're in clothes that they made themselves.
Well, in some cases they might be.
That might have been what happened.
Or they might have bought them off Etsy or something.
Because I went to a store, Tom.
It was just all handmade clothes.
It was like I could make these clothes, and it was so expensive. And I bought a soap dish that was made of cement. That was like pretty expensive.
Tim, you are so far. You're just like laying it all out there of like how easily it is to take advantage.
No,
of
because the CBD oil like helps me, and it doesn't matter.
But the cement soap dish doesn't.
No, that's great.
No.
What I'm saying is, these purchases I make them infrequently.
Right.
But they've made my
I
life.
can't help but notice you're wearing an outfit right now. It's entirely made out of felt and yarn. It looks like something somebody would have handmade themselves.
Yeah, I didn't make it myself, but I bought
okay.
it for a pretty penny.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it shows. It looks very nice. I mean, it's not very. It's very boxy, to be honest with you.
And that's what and that's what it was like in the Alchemist's Kitchen, Tom. Look, I liked it. It's fine. They sold me a small thing of CBD oil for $50.
Yeah.
But guess what? I've been using it for a couple weeks. I barely made a dent in this thing. They say put 3 drops in.
What
I
is
put
it?
4 sometimes because I'm a drug addict.
No, I brought it up because the supermarket next to me, all of a sudden out of the blue, and actually I think it's funny because there was just an article in the Times.
Can I tell you something real quick?
Yeah.
I'm so jealous that you live next door to a supermarket.
Yeah,
that's it. That's all.
That was a huge reason why I moved into this apartment. Like I saw the supermarket next door, and I was like, "Oh, that's great," because I don't go to the supermarket if it's far.
Yeah, when I'm schlepping to the supermarket like some common schlub.
Yeah.
I'm always thinking like, God damn, that Tom Reynolds. He's really got his life together.
I never do, like, I rarely will do the big shop.
Yeah.
Because it's like, nah, I just, on my way home, I'm like, I need salt. And I just, go get it.
You go through a lot of salt. You buy salt on your way home
Yeah,
every day.
it's on my list every day. Just more salt. No, I recently got some new salt. That's why I brought it up. It was a brag. I was trying to brag.
What kind of salt? Can I just...
Sea salt, but in a grinder.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tom, I got one of those things. It actually looks like it's marble. And it's got a wooden top. It's like one of those.
Oh yeah, I know what
you
you're
take
talking
the
about.
top off and you just take a pinch of salt and you
I don't
pinch
think
it
I
in.
know what you're talking about.
Ooh,
huh?
it's nice.
Boy, you got a lot of bespoke things.
I do.
Nowadays,
Guess
huh?
what? Here's the thing. Here's what's going on in my household. We're getting rid of a lot of things, and we're just getting like
nice versions of them.
Few nice things.
Yeah.
We're not gonna have at the end of this. We're not gonna have a lot of stuff.
Right.
But it's gonna be really nice. And then if we ever move into a place that isn't a super tiny New York apartment, we're gonna be like, oh shit, we don't have enough stuff to fill this
kept all that old
reasonably sized living space.
I think that is part of like getting older. You realize certain things that you're like, oh, like I'm only saving like a couple of bucks getting this instead of this, and this isn't gonna last. Like I've already gone through 5 of these. Like let me spend a few more dollars, get something that'll last.
Exactly. So anyway, the supermarket next door to you.
The supermarket. Oh, so I was gonna say, the New York Times just did an article about like what do they call it? The Food Patrol, the people that the health department.
Yeah, the Food Patrol. That's what they call them on the streets.
Yeah.
Yo, Food Patrol. That's what they say
when they're down the street, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh shit, we gotta hide everything. We gotta hide all the food.
Gotta get rid of all these rats that are.
That the health department had gone around like not doing like raids, but on these like coffee shops that sell like CBD infused things.
Yeah.
Because there was a funny picture where it was like, they went to a coffee shop and they had like a dozen cookies and some brownies and like some tea bags in like a bag with like a huge like evidence sticker type
it's
thing.
official. Yeah.
Because there just kind of aren't laws about that. But I was brought that up because it's like right after there was a little bit of a crackdown, my supermarket apparently entered into some like distribution agreement, and like half the things in the supermarket now are CBD.
Half of everything
stuff.
in New York is CBD now.
Yeah.
And we didn't explain what CBD is. It's cannabis with the THC taken out, essentially.
Well, it's cannabis has THC and CBD. Those are like the 2 active ingredients.
Right.
The THC is what makes you high.
Right.
But the CBD is what like relaxes you.
Yeah, that's all I want. I don't want to be high ever. That's terrifying.
So what's happened? Oh, and you can get CBD from hemp. Which is legal to grow. It's fine. Yeah, it's what they make hemp necklaces out of, like you're wearing right now.
Hemp and puka shells. That's me, baby.
So that's why it's become like a big thing, because it's legal in the entire country technically.
Right.
So and we've also at least Americans have been hearing for years about like, oh, marijuana, medical marijuana and stuff. So now when all of a sudden people are like, oh, there's like hey, you've heard medical marijuana, right? Medicine? Well, we got a version of it now that doesn't make you high, and you can buy it at the supermarket.
And all these people with their medical marijuana cards are like, shut up. Shut up, just isolating the medicine part of it.
Yeah. But I think, like,
they don't need the high part of it. Shut up, I'm dying.
But I think a weird, like an aspect of it, I think because of that, because there's like not real laws about it, that like all these people have to be real careful about suggesting like dosages.
Right.
That they can't be like, hey, here's medicine and this is the dose you should be taking. That will get you in trouble. So as a result, like all these things, at least in the supermarket next door, it's like, it's 50 grams or milligrams of this. And it's like, is that good? I don't know. Is that not enough? Is that too much? Who knows?
Hey, it occurs to me
Yeah.
that we should have done this episode on CBD instead of Dunkin Donuts.
Yeah. Well, hey, you get some of the primo CBD. Guess what it makes you hungry for?
Dunkin Donuts? No, I don't think so.
I don't think that's how it works.
The THC does that.
Yeah. They found some like different THC. We should have just done this on CBD. But
we should just do this show on drugs every week. It'll be no, we should do it on drugs.
Oh, I see. We should do it on drugs.
Yeah. Oh, two drugs people talk about drugs.
Just rebrand the whole show. Two drugs people on drugs. That's the new name of the show.
On drugs.
Hosted by two drugs people.
Yeah. Look, I don't want to be a drugs person. I'll just take CBD and you do all the weird stuff.
No, I was gonna say they found they apparently found some compound that's like the opposite of THC, where it instead of making you hungry, it's an appetite suppressant. Keep an eye out on that. Like if that's the thing they're able to isolate, you're gonna see that in Lay's potato chips within a year.
No, Lay's doesn't want Big Chip doesn't want
Oh,
you
that's
that.
true. Yeah,
They're like, oh yeah,
I'm
have
getting
this.
confused
It's laced with an
Olestra.
appetite suppressant. This bag will last you 6 months.
Yeah, it'll be like we bet you can have just one.
Yeah, in fact, that's what they're engineered to do.
Yes, we guarantee you'll have just one. No, who would be into it then? I guess.
Like drug makers, diet pills.
Yeah.
Which, look, diet pills are fine the way they are. I take a lot of them.
Yeah, that's how you're so svelte and energetic all the time.
Exactly. All right, so Dunkin Donuts. Man, why did we should have done a little bit of research on CBD and just...
We'll do it next week. Look, we do basically the same show every week anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Well, don't tell people that.
And we'll tell people, hey, roll a nice CBD spliff before
That's
this
not
episode.
how CBD works.
And
Tom.
then they won't even remember, man. They'll be so high.
Yeah, they'll be like, "Whoa, bro, but what? Wait, what?
Yeah,
I think I heard this before in a dream."
Right. That's what they'll think. They'll think it was a dream, not the episode prior.
It's like weird, man. They're on the same wavelength, and then they'll download all of our episodes, and we'll be rich.
That's how we get rich. Every download is just money in the bank.
What do we get? $1 a download?
Could you imagine? Holy moly! We'd be doing.
We'd be doing fine.
We'd be doing 5 episodes a day.
Oh, yeah. We'd be doing 5 episodes a day, but also it'd be like, my cousin who works for the bank would still be doing better than me.
Yeah, but he'd be working a lot more than we would be working.
Not if we're doing 5 episodes a day. This is a chore, man.
It is.
People think this is enjoyable. We hate this.
It's anything but.
Yeah.
Dunkin Donuts.
Donkeys.
So the reason why we're talking about Dunkin Donuts, if you follow me on Twitter, you might have gotten a little preview of this.
I follow you on Twitter, Tom. We are not on Twitter at the same time.
No, we never see each other's tweets. We follow all the same people. Like, we'll talk about, like, hey, you see this person's joke, or you see this person posted about this thing, and we're always like, oh, yeah, I saw that, but we don't see each other's tweets.
Was there a rift at some point where you and I, went off and unfollowed each other, or, blocked each other on Twitter?
No, I don't think so.
It's that's the only thing. I never see any of your tweets.
I've faved a few of your tweets, or hearted them recently.
Hey, Tom, thank you.
Yeah, well, I know you. How much money do you get from every heart nowadays?
$1 a heart.
Oh, okay. Well, every little bit helps.
Yeah.
Especially when you're spending $50 on a teaspoon of CBD oil.
Yeah.
From the people with homemade clothes.
Yeah, they're very nice.
The clothes or the people?
The people.
Yeah,
but also.
Yeah, you know why they're nice, Tim? They're high as a goddamn kite.
They're not.
They don't even know what planet they're on.
I mean, look, they're very nice people, although they're a little too relaxed.
Yeah, you think they're?
I think they're mainlining that.
High on their own supply.
That CBD. I was having a conversation with a friend while I was in there. And
and the salesperson fell asleep.
No. The 2 different salespeople came up to us and
we can't do this more about
No, but
CBD.
they talked so quietly that we didn't even realize they were talking to us each time. They're just like, "Hi, if there's anything you need us to help you with, just let me know." And it's like, wait, what? I'm sorry, were you just talking to us?
Yeah. Was that directed at us?
Yeah, and like she was standing like 3 inches away from us.
Well, that's not a problem you'll have at Dunkin' Donuts. You like how I segued us back?
Yeah.
I mean, it could be. They're probably quiet people that work at Dunkin' Donuts.
I don't know. They're all like, donkeys, Boston, Baston.
That's how they take an order?
Yeah. They go, welcome to Donkeys. We're here in Baston.
I mean, I've never had a Bostonian Dunkin' Donuts employee outside of a Dunkin' Donuts in Boston. Like,
I was gonna say I was gonna try to entrap you.
Yeah. Like, it's not like, I mean,
Tom, we're doing a show in Boston next week.
Yeah.
And guess what? There's a Dunkin' Donuts right near the venue.
Well, I'm glad you looked that up.
Yeah. If you're in Boston and you're listening right now, you can't go to it.
Well, you can if you go to Northeastern University. Yeah. Or if you're on the staff, maybe. Or if you know a student.
Yeah. Or if you just walk into things, what are they going to check?
Yeah, I think they're going to check. I hope
I
they're
always
check.
assume my whole thing, my whole life is, what are they going to check? And 99% of the time, say check.
Not always. Me and you were at our friend Jeff Rosenstock's show in Bowery Ballroom recently, and like we had passes to go wherever, but like 95% of the places we went, nobody checked.
Jeff's not my friend.
Oh, there was a rift?
There was a rift. We unfollowed each other on Twitter.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Then that's how you know it's serious.
Yeah.
No, but like half the times
Most of the time, if you walk around authoritatively, service employees have been so
beaten down.
that like, or they're paid so little that they just don't care.
Well, this was like a show where it was like, I'm not like, you know, they gave us the silks, the passes, but like I don't know, we're old enough now that it's like, I'm not gonna put this on. I don't want to put this on. I look like a doof. Whereas, like, you know, years
also,
ago,
I need to wear this shirt for another few days.
Yeah. Whereas, like, you know, back in the day, it was like, look at this. I'm gonna, you know, put this on my forehead to let everybody know I'm a VIP. Yeah. So, like, all of us just like got.
Now we're old enough to know if you're a VIP, people are gunning for you. Probably get assassinated at this show.
Right. Yes, by somebody trying to prove a point.
Yeah.
No, but like, so none of us stuck our passes on our shirts or pants or anything. We just like kept them in our pockets. And like, I kept going backstage and the dude like didn't even glance at me.
Yeah. Well, hey, maybe you just look important. Maybe there's like, this is the president of music that's here.
No, I think it was probably mostly like, this guy's too old to be like, up to something.
Number one, he's not like a fanboy that's going to be like,
right. Yeah.
Number two, he's not a threat at all. He's not physically intimidating.
Right. Yeah.
So, let him go. What's the worst you can do?
Yeah.
Business? You're just probably like, this guy's just probably going up there to do business.
Yeah. What's he going to do? Harass this guy about a licensing deal?
Yeah. Worst he's gonna do is like he's too embarrassed to use the public restroom and is trying to get to a private bathroom.
Right, because it takes him longer because he's old. But anyway, Dunkin' Donuts, for goodness sake.
For donkey's sake.
I was in a Dunkies this week. This new Dunkin' Donuts opened like maybe like 6 months ago near where I work out of. And it stinks, but I keep going back there.
Every Dunkin' Donuts stinks.
9 times out of 10. This isn't my complaint. This is a complaint. It's not my main complaint. When I go there, I get, you know, Tim, I'm a simple coffee man.
Right.
Black coffee, black hot coffee.
9 times out of 10, I'm getting a black coffee.
What is that?
I'm just doing a Jeff Rosenstock song parody since you were talking about him earlier.
All right. I mean, that was very obscure in
It
relation
was a single off his last
No, but I'm
record. His last
saying-
record did pretty good, Tom.
But I'm saying
I would think a guy who
No,
earned a
not-
VIP pass to his concert would know the songs.
not obscure in relation to the song, obscure in relation to the lyrics. What are the actual lyrics?
9 times out of 10,
Yeah,
I'll be stoned on the subway.
right. And you changed it to "I'll be getting a black coffee," which
But
doesn't
the
really
9
fit.
times out of 10.
Yeah, but I didn't say 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, you did earlier.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe.
You did. That's what made me think of the
Who
song.
knows?
There's no way of knowing.
So anyway, 9 times out of 10 when I'm getting. No, I didn't say it. I wouldn't have said it in this way. Again, unfortunately, there's no way of knowing.
Yeah, you absolutely did. Because I
Right.
thought, is he making a Jeff reference because we just talked about Jeff?
And if he's
I was
not,
like,
I'm
Tom
gonna
doesn't
swoop
listen
in.
to the records. He just goes.
I listen to the records, put them on my turnstile, and I dance all
It's
goddamn
a
night.
turntable. A turnstile gets you into the subway, you dink.
Stop calling me a dink. I don't even know what that means. You've done it like 10 times since you've come into my house. Dunkin' Donuts, when I go there, I get a black hot coffee. If it's warm out, I'll get a black cold coffee.
Iced coffee.
Iced coffee,
Yeah.
some people call them.
All
They
right.
offer original.
You just wanted to pause and
No,
let that
they
sink in?
offer original or dark roast. I like dark roast coffees. 9 times out of 10, not 9 times out of 10. Half the time when I go in there and
5 times out of 10.
when I order a dark roast coffee, they take my order there and then they go, "Oh, we have to brew dark roast coffee." I'm like, you should have said that when I ordered the coffee. I mean, luckily, usually I'm just like,
Well, I'm
just-
sure you had time to switch. Like, is medium roast ready?
Oh yeah, it's fine. Like I'll just say, oh yeah, just give me whatever you. I mean, at the last time this happened, I was like, oh, do you have something else? He's like, we have decaf. I'm like, well, no, I don't want decaf.
Can I tell you something, Tom?
I've
I've been a dark roast man for a while. You
Yeah.
know what my problem is these days?
Too dark.
Dark roast coffee, too dark. Gets me all hopped up. It's
No, I
too
like
it's too potent.
This place, I think they're not brewing.
Got to counter it with all that CBD oil.
I think they're only brewing dark.
I get dark roast coffee and I put a few drops of that CBD oil, so the drink
Everything's
does
leaving.
nothing to me.
It's just like water.
I've just wasted a lot of money.
I get a $3 dark roast coffee. I put $15 worth of CBD
Yeah,
oil.
just to get nothing out of the experience. Yeah.
But they're always
Were you gonna say 9 times out of 10
No.
again?
no. Now you put it in my head. It's your fault. I'll just tell them like, the regular. This is fine then. But there have been a few times where when I order and I'm like, usually when it's already like a clusterfuck in there, and I'm like,
I don't like the language, but
can I get a dark roast coffee? And they go, oh, we don't have any dark roast. I'm like, okay, never mind. And I walk out.
you leave.
Yeah. And I go.
You don't want any of their coffee.
Yeah, because I get so frustrated because I feel like they brew one thing of dark roast in the morning and then that's it.
And 9 times out of 10 times, you're not going in there in the morning.
I am, but if I get there late in the morning, it's like, oh, we didn't. We
This
don't.
is why it's so tough to run a restaurant. How do you know how much food to order, when to brew
Well,
various things?
So, but here's and I was hoping that I was like kind of sending them a signal where it's like, hey, look, you lost the sale. I left. I didn't give you $3. And that to brew that coffee would have cost you like 50 cents for the whole pot.
Right.
I know maybe a lot of times
also,
people don't come in
the
here and
guy
order
working
that
the
much.
counter doesn't care.
No. I think they do because a lot of these are franchises.
Yeah.
So
that's been the case with most donkeys.
Yeah.
I've been to.
So
where
that's
it's like,
what,
you got a lot riding on this
Yeah.
sale right now.
and by like the third time this happened, I kind of wanted to say like, hey, look, if you guys don't normally have dark roast past a certain time, I'm going to stop coming here to try and you're going to lose more business. Like,
Were you gonna say that to them?
No, not as a.
Were you gonna threaten them?
Listen, not as a threat.
Oh, sorry, you're not gonna. Oh, you're gonna rob us of your
No,
business.
look, not as a threat. Just a kind
I'm
of.
saying this as a friend, Tom. You're not coming off great here.
And I wasn't gonna say it as a threat. I was gonna say it to them as a friend of just like, I know you're probably thinking we have to throw a lot of this out. We're losing money, but you're gonna lose more money in the long run because if. In general, I think you guys don't have stuff always ready. Then I'm just going to go to Starbucks next door because they always have stuff. Like at a certain point, after being told, oh, no, we don't have that, I'm going to stop trying. And not as an FU to you, just as a like, oh, I should learn. They don't have dark roast.
Yeah. This happened at my co-op meeting the other day. This woman kept... complaining about things and then being like, I'm not complaining, I'm just telling you. And it's like, you're complaining.
Yeah.
And like, you're just like, I'm not threatening you, I'm just telling you. But like, what? It's an implicit threat. Like, I'll stop coming here. Why don't you just not go there? Why don't you just learn from... Because
I think that's going to hurt them. And like, I don't... That's the thing. I'm not threatening them because I don't.
Starbucks. They have a Dunkin Donuts franchise in Union Square. Your $3 isn't
every bit helps. No, because I think it's not
9 times out of 10 the customers are spending more than $3 on a coffee.
No, because
donuts.
Sometimes I buy sandwiches. We'll get into that.
I don't know. We're out of time actually.
No. Like I said, it's not a threat. It's more of a like, I'm continuously disappointed when I'm coming in here and I'm going to stop coming in, not as a like, oh, I'm going to teach you, but just as a like learned behavior of like, now I feel stupid. I keep coming in here and asking for something that you guys don't normally have.
Hey, Tom, you know what the definition of insanity is?
Exactly. You're making me feel like I'm insane. You're gaslighting me,
no,
Dunkin'
Tom,
Donuts.
Nobody's gaslighting you.
Dunkin' Donuts is gaslighting
You've been
me.
there many times and they don't have the thing you want. And then you go in again and you're angry that they don't have the thing you want. You should just learn they're not going to have the thing you want.
All right, then
and
I'm
instead
gonna stop going.
Asking for the manager and threatening, let me talk to your manager and I want to make a vague threat that I'll shut this whole place down unless you
anything
brew a special brew for me.
No, but I do have problems. Like I said,
look, it might
the
cost
last
them
time
50 cents to brew that whole pot, but also there's limited resources there. They only have so many pots.
No, they have like a dedicated dark roast pot, and that's why.
Well, then I'm wrong.
Yeah, that's why I'm like.
Well, then I don't know what I'm talking about, Tom.
Just keep that filled, guys. Just keep it filled.
Yeah, but, not everybody's as tough as you drinking the dark roast.
I'm just saying, when you have a place like that, and again, you watch something like a Kitchen Nightmares or something, this is what they'll tell you. Like, no, you have to have like certain things, even if you're...
You know what Gordon Ramsay would do? First order of business, get rid of the dark roast. If it's not worth it...
You know what? Honestly, that would be fine.
If it hasn't been worthwhile, if... Only one guy comes in day after day for some reason requesting something and you don't have it ready and it hasn't been worthwhile for you, like it's only the one guy that asked for it, take it off the menu.
That would be acceptable too. And that's why, again, it's
why
not
don't
a
you
threat.
In your mind, why don't you in your mind just pretend
my mind doesn't work that way.
That's not on the menu. Would you stop going there? If they took it off the menu, would you stop going there?
No, I would just start ordering regular.
So why don't you just order regular?
No, and that's why I would just want to have an honest conversation with the owner.
They don't owe you that. They just don't have it available when you want it.
Look, listen, they do.
The customer is always right is the worst.
No, I'm not saying the customer is always right. I want to have an honest conversation because if the owner tells me, hey, look, you're the only one that orders it, I'll apologize and I will back down. I'll say, that's on me then. I'm glad we had this conversation. Now I know.
You think this guy's an idiot?
And
that,
I'll
like,
just
you
order
think
regular from now
There's
on.
15 people a day coming in there being like, you got dark roast? And they're like, nope.
I've
They're
seen
like,
other
"Goddamn."
people order dark roast
That's
and
not
leave.
true. What do you?
It is true.
What are you keeping tabs on other customers for?
That's a hobby of mine.
It's one of your less offensive hobbies. Welcome back to The Complete Guide to Everything, sponsored by Dunkin Donuts.
Sometimes they don't have it what you want.
Tom, you have more to say about
Yeah.
specific experience?
So my major complaint about this Dunkin' Donuts has nothing to do with the staff. It has to do with another customer. And I tweeted about this, but I want to give some background to it because I almost had an aneurysm in the store about this. All right, let me set the stage for you. There's a couple in front of me.
A couple of what? Jokers?
No, like a couple of women. I don't know if they're a couple or friends, but they were together.
Two women together in a Dunkin' Donuts.
Doing a
joint order?
A joint order.
And I don't mean
CBD oil.
Yeah. Again, CBD oil. Can't smoke it in a joint.
Sure you can.
Can you?
You can smoke anything in a joint.
Even liquid?
CBD, well, I guess oil's always liquid, but you can get CBD in other forms. You can smoke a hemp necklace, man. You just got to take the puka shells off first.
I would eat a Laffy Taffy CBD. So anyway, sorry.
So two people doing a joint order, and as such, like kind of taking a while. Like kind of perusing the menu, ordering like a couple of fancy drinks, some food items. It's taking them not a long time, but a few minutes. It's fine. I'm next in line. There's a woman behind me in line. Actually, I take it back. It does get to the point of like, guys, look at the menu beforehand. Like you're debating.
Was there a line before them that you witnessed?
Not that I witnessed.
So maybe they came in and it was just empty?
Yeah, maybe.
That's the only acceptable way. Look, I'm just trying to give everybody the benefit of the doubt in this situation.
And look, they're not the villains in this story. The villain is the woman behind me. Because
the villain's a woman, though.
So the two people in front of me, they're taking
what a surprise.
They're taking a while. It is actually getting to the point where
Tom Reynolds, so he's complaining about women.
It is actually getting to the point where I am getting a little like, all right, come on, hurry up, like speed up the order here.
Because you thought these women weren't smart enough to make their order in a timely fashion.
No, it was just like there was a lot of debate about things where it was like
what? Like
flatbreads
versus
do you think I should get a blah blah blah? It's like, don't ask somebody else if you should. Do you want it? If you want it, get it. If you don't,
all this stuff costs like $1. Like
yeah. And like, are you hungry enough? Is that something you want? Okay, that's not something somebody else is gonna be informed about. So it is taking a long enough time that I'm getting like mildly impatient.
Mm-hmm.
The person behind me is also getting impatient. All of a sudden, I notice the person behind me gets off the line and goes to the waiting area and has the Dunkin' Donuts app open on their phone. That person placed an online order that went through right.
You keep saying person when you want to say woman.
Because you'll try and make it that I'm being a misogynist.
Right. Go on.
Right, yes, that is what I will do. Good that you noticed.
Oh, yeah, I'm admitting to it.
And I'm leaving out an important fact here, which is that there is very obviously...
This woman wasn't up to my standard of attractiveness.
Her husband wasn't even there.
So this ugly woman
no, I didn't,
had the nerve
nothing to do
to
with
not
it.
even be attractive. She was a looker, I'd look the other way. Actually, I look...
What does that mean? If she was a looker, I'd look the other way?
Her egregious line cutting, whatever you're going to...
Oh, I see what you're saying. No.
Anyway, so she ordered on the app.
The fact that I'm leaving out is that there is very obviously, this was on a Sunday, there was very obviously only one employee working.
Right. Everybody else was at church.
So what happened was it just goes along with this Dunkin' Donuts cutting corners everywhere. So like Sunday in Union Square, there aren't as many people.
Right.
So they only have one person working.
Yeah. You got to wait for a couple of ladies to make their order, Tom. Sorry.
But here's what happened. So the two ladies make their order. While they're making their order, the woman behind me orders in the app. So as I step up to the counter, the guy behind the register steps away to make the order of the woman who is behind me, who had ordered online. Oh my God. When I realized what was happening, I one of the biggest regrets in my life is not confronting her about it.
So you contend that she came and assessed the situation
and cut me in line,
pulled out her phone, and ordered while you were all just standing there. Not that she had this idea beforehand.
No, because she had already been waiting in line behind me for a few minutes while these women were taking their time.
I mean, that's the problem with these apps these days.
Yeah.
The order ahead, it just throws everything into turmoil. Have you ever been in a fast food place where they're prioritizing the drive-through?
Yes.
Because it's like a busy time, and your food takes forever, and meanwhile they're just banging out these drive-through orders.
Yeah. I mean, that's a
Look,
different,
here's the thing. This woman was taking advantage of a system.
Right. I don't blame Dunkin' Donuts.
No, I don't blame this woman.
And what? No, I blame the woman because,
big surprise, Tom. Let's isolate. Let's throw to a montage of all the times Tom Reynolds has said, "I blame the woman." We got that? No, we don't have that. It's an hour and a half long? Okay, yeah, we don't have time for it.
Too long there. No, because, if I could go back in time, if I had one chance to go back in time, I would go back to that moment and just ask the woman, you realize that was, the scenario you were hoping for was to cut me.
Well, here's the deal.
That was the only thing that could have happened, that you would cut me.
In her defense, I bet she wasn't thinking that it was staffed by one person.
It was very obvious that there was only one person.
I think in her mind, she was thinking, I'll get my stuff, and this guy will get his stuff at the same time. And if that's the case, no harm, no foul. Nobody's getting hurt here. This guy's still getting his coffee,
right?
His black dark roast coffee, which they probably won't even have. That's the thing.
They didn't.
Yeah, exactly. So the other thing is, she's like, I've seen this guy in here before. He's just going to ask for this thing that he knows they don't have, and he's going to storm out angrily.
You should know by now that they don't have it. Yeah, he's going to storm out. I'm going to save that, 5 seconds and just order. No,
these apps, man, they prioritize people. It throws everything into turmoil.
Yeah.
Because everything is about allocation of resources and prioritization of workers' time.
Yeah.
Right? And if you're like, hey, just download this fucking thing and just stroll in and come pick it up.
Yeah.
And
the idea of if you're going to order through the app and it doesn't work the way that they're saying it is, then you're not going to use it again. You're not going to try it again.
And the thing is,
all these companies have been told holy cow, if somebody orders through the app, drop everything because that person has no time. That's why they've used the app. So get them their thing immediately.
And you know what they've taught you, Tom?
What?
You're gonna use that goddamn app if you ever go back to that Dunkin' Donuts, and their ultimate goal. Be it this franchisee or the McDonald's that's staffed with 25 people that they want to get it down to staffed with 12.
Yeah.
They want everybody
to everybody use the app so we don't have to hire people to take orders.
So nobody will have to work the register, and they don't have to pay people to do, they can cut their staff in half, right?
Yeah.
So, look,
everybody
man,
loses.
That woman isn't the villain here.
No, she's
Late
still the one.
capitalism is the villain here. They just want to cut their staffs. They want to train all of us. They wanted you to have a bad time.
Yeah.
They wanted you.
Next time, use the app, bozo.
And then they're like, hey, next time you use the app, fucking 15 minutes in advance, and your dark roast will be ready because we'll brew it for you.
Yeah, this. Oh, I would never use the app because, I would wind up getting screwed. I'd order the dark roast and it wouldn't be ready.
No, they drop everything and make it for
you.
you.
Well, it still takes a few minutes, so you can't brew coffee instantly.
Yeah, no, you would order it not the way this woman did, but you'd order it the proper way before you get there, and then you walk in and it's ready.
I will say, in fairness to them, they've never been like, "Oh, we're out of dark roast. You have to have something else." They're always like, "Oh, we have to brew it. It's going to take a few minutes," which is better than being like, "Ugh," because I could be like, "Well, no, I ordered it. Make it."
Well,
I'm the king.
Yeah, well, Tom hates women and service employees, and here we go.
Tim, Dunkin' Donuts doesn't have just coffee, and they're not even called Dunkin' Donuts anymore. They're called Dunkin'.
Yeah, I have some questions for you, Tom.
Okay.
Number one.
Now that we've gotten through the meat of what Dunkin' Donuts... Did we explain what Dunkin' Donuts is?
Dunkin' Donuts, Tom, was opened in 1948 in Quincy, Massachusetts.
In Quincy.
By William Rosenberg. It was originally called Open Kettle.
William Rosenberg's Quincy Donut Shop.
Open Kettle, which
Kettle.
sucks. Yeah, right?
Yeah, what does that even
Open
mean?
Sesame.
What? Tim, that's not a good name either.
No, because some of the bagels were sesame seed.
Yeah, but then
they didn't have bagels. It was donuts and coffee, for Christ's sakes. He renamed it in 1950 after discussing with company executives.
Oh, okay. He is open to ideas.
Yeah. So essentially,
they got big enough that they had company executives, and they still weren't called Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah,
yet?
probably like his brother-in-law.
Yeah.
I feel like every business in
his
the
knucklehead brother-in-law.
Yeah, and it's just like, my sister married this guy, and
yeah, he knows my responsibility.
Yeah.
But hey, sounds like that knucklehead brother-in-law had a good idea.
Yeah.
Hey, call it Dunkies.
Yeah. That's my second question, Tom. Shouldn't it be called Dunkin' Donuts?
They were trying to be cool by calling it with the apostrophe N. Dunkin' Donuts. Hey, we're Dunkin'.
Yeah.
Like a basketball.
In the straight-laced times of 1950,
yeah,
they were dropping G's like that.
Well, it probably blew everybody's hair back when they did it back then.
I bet there was outrage.
Yeah.
People were like, proper English.
Yeah.
Or, like,
what is this? Some kind of what is this? Is this a donut shop or a jazz club?
Quincy, Massachusetts is going to shit.
Yeah.
Hair in my mouth, Tom.
People I know, and it actually annoys me because I'm making fun of Bostonites calling it Dunkies, but I
call it Dunk.
Well, I should also criticize. I know of a not insubstantial amount of Long Islanders that call it DD.
DD for Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
I call it Dunky Donny.
I call it my little Dunkies. My precious Dunkies.
Dunky doo da doo did.
I call it my Dunky Doolittles.
Yeah. How do you feel about look? Donuts, friggin', they're fine. Their donuts are good. I had some.
Donuts are more than fine. Donuts are delicious for the most part.
Yeah, but they'll kill you, Tom.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. They are delicious, but there are more delicious treats that have the.
I don't know, man. Here's the thing about donuts. Nobody should ever eat a donut.
Yeah, like the badness. Look, I'm not trying to be, Mr. Health Nut up here. I'm not Arnold Schwarzenegger, but
you do look a lot like him.
Oh, thank you. I've been working. I've dyed my hair gray. If you're gonna indulge, there are better things. Better ways to spend the calories than a donut, because a donut's just gone so quick.
I know, but if you savor it, Tom, there's nothing like a
Boston
Boston cream,
you
baby.
Also, you can't savor a donut because the nice thing about a donut is how quickly you can eat it.
I don't know if that's true.
But I'm just saying, like,
that seems like an insane person.
if you're gonna indulge, it's like you could, like, for the same, like, bad for you can get like a real nice, like, double cheeseburger.
I would rather a donut than a double cheeseburger.
Well, you're a vegetarian.
Yeah, that's true.
Doesn't count. Would you rather a donut or a slice of pizza?
A donut.
Oh, you're a liar.
It depends, Tom.
If you've already had a slice of pizza.
Yeah, if I've already had a slice of pizza. No, if I want a meal,
Yeah.
if it's dinner time, but if it's just like, hey, I want the most delicious snack.
One thing that's bad about Dunkin' Donuts is they don't make the donuts in the store anymore. They used to.
Right.
And now they don't. So the donuts, because donuts have a very short shelf life.
Gone are the days of Fred the Baker.
Yeah.
Do you remember Fred the Baker?
Time to make the donuts, man.
Yeah, he was this old man. It was a
He was probably like 42 in
Here's
those
the thing.
commercials.
He was played by this guy, Michael Vale.
Huh.
He was in the movie Marathon Man.
Huh.
As a bank teller or something. It was from 1981 to 1997, that ad campaign. And I always thought, like, oh, this is an 80-year-old man. He was 59 when it started.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
Well,
So
no,
by
I
the
was
time
aware
it
of it.
was done, he was up there.
Yeah.
Because he died shortly after.
He died in 2005.
Okay. So
Dunkin' Donuts ran a commercial celebrating Fred the Baker.
those were weird commercials. Look them up on YouTube if you're not familiar, or even if you are. Because that was like at the time a weird tactic of, we're gonna have a commercial for a place with food, and to advertise the food, we're gonna show you how miserable it makes our employees to make.
Yeah, it's like this man waking up at like 4 in the morning.
Yeah,
I mean,
4
like,
in the morning. It's pitch black outside, and
his
he's
wife's like,
half
come back to bed.
and he's half asleep, just as a zombie going, "It's time to make the donuts. It's time." And like he goes to work, he's still like half asleep. He's still like a zombie.
Like he's driving on the road. It's dangerous.
Yeah, and he's just repeating, "Time to make the donuts. Time
Yeah.
to make the donuts."
He's dedicated. I
Yeah.
hope he was being paid well. But you figure this is at every Dunkin' Donuts. There's a guy like Fred.
Yeah, there's like a miserable man who's half asleep making these donuts for me. Like, I don't know, maybe like, why is he so tired? Does he work like a 12-hour shift? At some point you would think if he has to get up at 4 in the morning every day, he would start going to bed at like 8.
There's something amazing about the fact that they're like, we need a just shift your schedule, man. Howard Stern isn't like going on the air every morning and be like, oh God, it's so early. Like,
oh God, I got 4 hours of sleep.
yeah,
It's
it's
terrible.
Like, yeah, they're paying me to do.
Yeah, I have to adjust my life because this is my job.
That in 1981 they were like, we need a mascot. Why don't we get a guy? He'll be like 5'4",
Yeah.
overweight,
Yeah, I have a mustache.
and he'll be like hunched over and like miserable.
Yeah,
all the time.
sleepy-eyed. He'll always have bags under his eyes.
Yeah, and it's like, this is the guy that's making your food for you. That you're gonna the first thing you eat when you wake up.
Yeah, but I wonder if that was the greed is good 80s, and maybe people are just like, yeah, I want the. It makes me feel powerful thinking this guy's life is hell.
Yeah.
Making my donuts. And from what I understand currently, donuts are good for you.
Yeah,
They're a health food.
And you never have to drink water.
Yeah, and look,
Water.
it fits right into the bread part and the sugar part of the food pyramid.
Tom, that brings me to my next point. My next question.
Uh-huh.
Wait, my first question was, how do you feel about the rebrand to Dunkin'?
Oh, I mean, it's fine, whatever. I get it. Like they're people don't buy donuts anymore like they used to.
When's the last time you had a Dunkin' Donuts donut?
A long time.
And you've been in that store.
Oh, yeah.
Like, never even, like, you would think the donuts are like 60 cents, right? You would think you'd go in there and be like, you gotta get a dark roast, and they're like, no, we don't have it. And you'd be like, all right, give me a jelly for the road.
Right. When I'm in there, I'm looking at the donuts as I'm ordering, and it never occurs to me to order a donut.
Are the donuts good?
Yeah, probably. If I had it, it's probably sugary enough that I would be like, wow, that was good.
Yeah. Are they good in comparison to other donuts?
I mean, I guess I don't have that many donuts nowadays.
I know,
to
but
compare.
they're so good.
Yeah. I mean,
I think I'll die of donuts, Tom.
I mean, Chris, how often do you have donuts?
Not often, but one day I'm just going to go nuts and just, eat all the donuts.
I would go as far as to say that so I'm there in the morning, that I've never even seen somebody order a donut.
Yeah, so that's why I think the Dunkin', in the UK, they were, for a while, doing Dunkin' coffee.
Yeah.
Is what they were calling it?
Yeah, in Europe, there were Dunkin' coffees for a bit.
Yeah.
Maybe there still are now. Who knows?
People
in Europe would know.
Yeah. The coffee. How do you feel about the coffee? Because that for a minute, is that currently their big thing? Coffee? Or are they trying to diversify into
their big thing nowadays is food. They're trying to become more of a fast food joint.
No other fast food joint. I don't eat meat anymore, Tom.
Yeah.
And I'm grossed out by a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
In general.
Yeah.
Just in life.
Yeah, you're not even talking about food. You're talking about everything.
Yeah. Girls.
Yeah. Displays of affection.
Cooties. Yeah.
Slime.
Oh, God. Don't get me started on slime. But every fast food commercial, I'm just like, that looks friggin' delicious. I want to eat even if I've just had, 5 slices of pizza, Tom.
Right.
I'm just like, that Big Mac looks amazing.
Yeah.
That's all I want in the world right now.
I don't eat meat, but holy cow, I would love to have that Big Mac.
You look at
the way that they've presented it.
Dunkin' Donuts is the one food place. It's a fast food place now, essentially, right?
Yeah.
That on their commercial and in their ads, their print ads, they cannot for the life of them make their food look appetizing at all.
No, I mean, in fairness, it's like, hey, if you see something in a commercial and you think it looks delicious, you go and order it, you're going to get what they showed you in that commercial. It looks the same. Yeah.
It's
they have for a while there. I was pretty big. This particular one had 2 for $2 for wake up wraps.
Oh, is that some egg white fucking?
No, it was
bullshit?
it was just.
Sorry for cursing.
It was just regular eggs.
I'm up in arms about this.
It was regular eggs in a
wrap,
a little tortilla thing with a slice of cheese, and they were small. So 2 of them for $2 was perfect. They stopped doing it. It was like a limited time thing. That was great. I used to love getting those. It was like, all right, this isn't a breakfast that's going to make me feel like crap, but it's enough that I'll be fine till lunch now. I've also gotten there. They have a thing. I got it once, and I was so embarrassed ordering it. And it was very good. A power breakfast sandwich.
That egg whites and turkey bacon or something?
It's turkey sausage, like a multi-grain whatever bun type thing, and then a egg white, like a veggie egg white thing.
Right.
It was delicious, but I'm not gonna order a power breakfast sandwich. Hurry up, the market's about to open. I need my power breakfast sandwich.
Did you feel powerful after eating?
I did. I lifted a bus off a child right after.
Well, that's good.
And I put a lot of credit to myself for being so heroic and strong and just kind of naturally strong. But
you are very strong. You're making me feel your bicep right now. And you do. Look, your Arnold makeover has...
Feel the tricep now.
Where's the tricep?
It's where I'm putting your hand.
Okay.
It's right behind the arm.
Yeah, all right. Now let go of my hand, and I'll just feel the tricep.
Okay.
All right. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Tom, I used to my order back in the day. I was a weird 20-something.
Mm-hmm.
I would go through the Dunkin' drive-thru.
Just a box of 20 Munchkins, please.
Oh, the Munchkins are the best. Tom, we got 5 minutes left of this episode. We haven't talked about 10% of what I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, well, you were so busy trying to sell everybody on CBD oil.
Yeah, and that's next week. Maybe next week's CBD oil episode will be mostly about Munchkins.
Yeah.
And other donuts. I used to order a sausage, egg, and cheese on an English muffin. God damn it. I love that they're on an English muffin.
Yeah.
Or the bagels. Their bagels are bad in a good way. They're not good bagels, but they're good
for what they are.
Food products.
They're not bad.
And I'd take the egg off, and it was so easy to take the egg off.
Why would you take the egg off?
Because I don't like eggs.
Why didn't you just get a bagel?
Because I wanted the cheese and the sausage, and it never melted right. They wouldn't make it for me. I asked for it, like, can I just get sausage and cheese on a bagel? And often I would tell people that, and it was really good. But like the egg in there is just a disc that you can just slide out real easily.
Yeah.
So like that was gross, but I did it. But people would be like, "Oh man, that is so unhealthy." And it's like, because I took the egg off.
Yeah, the egg was.
If I told you I ate a sausage, egg, and cheese this morning, you wouldn't be like, "That's so unhealthy." But I took the egg off, and then you're like,
well, the egg was
Yeah.
undoing a lot of the sausages and cheese's harm.
Sorry, you had more about the food to say, and then I have a question about the food.
They have a new sandwich there that I haven't tried because it sounds too gluttonous, to be honest with you. Brown sugar chipotle bacon breakfast sandwich.
That's too much. There's too many elements there.
Yeah, it's like
bacon, chipotle, brown sugar. Stop it.
Well, it's like a brown sugar bacon, and it's like
you don't need to do anything to bacon.
Yeah, it's already bacon. You don't need to put sugar on it. Like that's the one thing bacon had going for it, was that it didn't have carbohydrates and sugar.
Yeah.
But now you're like, but ours does. I mean, it's probably amazingly good. I do like their turkey sausage. Their turkey sausage is good.
It's just the regular sausage, Tom. They're lying to you.
No, I can tell the difference. They also have
There's feathers in it.
A thing that I'm kind of too scared to get, which is beyond the cold brew, they have an energy cold brew.
Yeah, I can't even handle the dark roast, my friend.
This place also, this one in particular that I go to, had duped me once. Like
you duped?
Yeah, where I think I'd ordered like a cold brew, which already has a ton of caffeine, and they were like, "Hey, you want to add a shot of espresso to that?" And I was like, "Yeah, all right." Because if you ask me,
I want to die.
If you ask me a question, I'll just say yes for the most part.
Yeah, I've taken advantage of that a lot.
But then after that, I knew, because my brain can't process what the question is quickly enough.
And you're just like, I gotta sound smart.
Yeah, I gotta sound smart. Yes. But now that I know that they asked that, I've never done it again because it's unnecessary. I don't need all that in my life.
For hours that day.
They have Girl Scout cookie inspired flavors now.
Yeah, of coffee.
Of coffee.
Yeah.
Maybe donuts too. I think occasionally they do have like a Girl Scout.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Because like I was reading some blog posts about how the food scientists.
Tim, I've told you to stay off the blogosphere. It's a bad influence.
Look, the blogosphere is where I feel most at home, Tom. In cyberspace. They talk to the food scientist, and like Inspired really does a lot of heavy lifting there. It's like when a film soundtrack is like music inspired by Hellboy. Right. It's like none of this was in the movie.
Yeah, none of these songs are even about Hellboy.
Yeah. There's it's on Top Chef when they have like a challenge where it's like, oh, we want to see you on a plate, and it's just like they just make what they want to make and be like, oh, this was because of my childhood memories or whatever.
Oh, I would kind of assume with the Girl Scout cookie inspired flavors that it would just be like, yeah, we got the same artificial flavor.
You would think, and maybe they're just trying to fill 2,000 words in that blog post or whatever.
Right.
Is 2,000 words too much for a blog post?
Yeah, it's a lot for a blog post.
I have no idea how many.
I would guess probably like 500 words.
Yeah, maybe. I bet it wasn't even written by the food scientist.
2,000 words, and that's a long read.
Yeah, I love a long read. Tom, you like stuff that tastes like other stuff.
Yeah.
Taco Bell. I mean, not Taco Bell. What are we talking about? Dunkin Donuts is your place.
Dunkin.
They have a coffee based on an almond joy bar.
Oh, I think I have seen that.
And also, like, there's like nutty, like almondy coffee. So all you gotta do is put the coconut in there.
Yeah, and coconut's great.
And chocolate. But then that's pretty much a Girl Scout cookie, from what I understand.
Yeah, that's like
it's almost a
Samoa. Yeah. Boy, coconut's one of my favorite foods. Natural, unnatural, I'll take it all.
Do you remember that time when we were roommates and you bought a coconut and you were trying to make something out of the coconut, but you couldn't crack the coconut?
Yeah.
So we were on the second floor and you threw it out the second floor window and it just bounced off the sidewalk and hit into the side of my car, which was parked outside, and dented my car.
Yeah, but then it cracked open. I was able to go down and get it and get all the meat out of it. No, it cracked open.
That was
because I lost part of it to the sewer, but I was able to use the rest.
Dunkin Donuts has teamed up with Harpoon, the beer.
Oh, I've seen this.
And it's a Dunkin Donuts porter.
Yeah.
Would you try that? Even though Dunkin Donuts... Can we talk about how Dunkin Donuts coffee is bad unless you put milk and sugar in it? I know you like the black coffee.
Yeah.
And like, it's just like, it doesn't work
if you like milk and sugar in your coffee, Dunkin is a good choice. Like, I don't.
So why do you go there every day trying to get coffee?
I don't know.
For Christ's sakes, Tom.
Like, I do kind of like the taste of Dunkin' Donuts coffee isn't good, but I like it for what it is occasionally.
Right.
So yeah, there's that. And it is like a weird, like I know people that have moved away from places where there are Dunkins and they crave that taste. And I think similarly that they're like, oh, it's not good. It's not good coffee. That taste isn't even good. But for some reason, I want that taste right now. It's like, I don't know, somehow, like sometimes people lick things that aren't edible because they, have like an iron deficiency or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that's what Dunkin' Donuts coffee is.
That makes sense.
Coffee.
All right, Tom, we are out of time here, but I still have so many notes. Can I just go through my notes?
Yes.
And ask you some things?
Should we do the plugs and then the notes?
Yeah, stay tuned because there's a lot of things that I had to say.
If you like the show, go to tcgt.com to find out more. If you want to support the show, check out patreon.com/complete guide for our Patreon, which is mostly nowadays Books the Podcast, about once every month-ish. Me and Tim take a turn reading a different book. And explaining it to the other person and going through it. We're wrapping up this week.
What you would have just gotten is Books the Movie, the podcast.
Yeah.
Where Tom is explaining the movie, The Great Gatsby, to me after I've read the book, The Great Gatsby.
Yeah. It's great. Patreon.com/complete guide. You can find out more. And tcgt.com/Amazon for your normal Amazon shopping where we get a kickback. You can follow the show, facebook.com/complete guide. And on Twitter @Complete Guide, and you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram @Tom Reynolds.
Follow me at your pal Tim.
That's all the plugs, Tim. What is the rest of your list? I also have a question.
Tom, all right. I have an answer for this. I want your answer. This is a speed round.
Okay.
Best food on the menu. It's lightning round.
Probably the Power breakfast sandwich.
Okay. You're wrong. It's the hash browns. Those hash brown bites. Have you had them?
I have.
They're
they
seasoned too much, but perfectly.
Okay.
Best drink on the menu.
Coffee
Coolada, which they took off the menu and renamed iced coffee. Frozen coffee.
Oh, I would have said the strawberry Coolada was the best drink. Those are delicious.
No,
it was pure sugar.
Frozen coffee drinks are also pure sugar.
Yeah.
I let myself have one 2 years ago.
And I've not slept since.
I seriously got it on a hot day, on a hot summer day.
Mm-hmm.
I was with my wife and my in-laws. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get one of these things.
Yeah.
It's pretty much all I've been thinking about for over 2 years. I've had it one other time since I've let myself have it. I know it's like if I had my druthers,
so delicious.
If I had my druthers, I would drink, I would eat, and that would be the only thing I consume.
No, I remember. I don't think they make it anymore, but the strawberry Coolada was like the most delicious thing I'd ever tasted.
Yeah,
and it was like 5,000 calories for a medium.
Yeah, and you can't let yourself. You can't let
you'll rewire your brain.
You can't let your brain know that this is a thing that you can ever have.
This is an option out there.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's like fucking heroin, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like, look, you do it once and it's great, and it's like, all right, but like, no, I can't be in the same room as that stuff.
Yeah,
again.
no, I swear to God, every time I've had one of those strawberry culottes, I finished it and wanted to go back to Dunkin' Donuts to get another one immediately.
Yeah, those culottes, man.
I think I did that once. I think one time I had one there and I finished it and got back in line to buy another one.
Yeah, it's worth it. Munchkins we didn't talk about, but they're the little donut holes.
They tell you that, when we make the donuts, these are the leftover
that's what they tell
holes.
kids, but like...
No, they told me to my face.
Every birthday party in school, people would
Yeah.
bring in Munchkins.
Because you can buy a box of them.
Donuts, what's the best donut flavor?
Oh, the Homer Simpson, like the pink frosted sprinkles. Those are the best. And jelly donuts.
Strawberry frosted, you mean?
Yeah, strawberry.
I would say Boston cream. Their bagels are bad in a good way. I said that. Enough with the egg whites. The egg whites are gross. Nobody wants them. We didn't delve into the Baskin Robbins connection.
Oh, that's a
They're
whole
owned by the
other
same
thing.
parent company, but most Dunkin' Donuts that I've encountered are also Baskin Robbins. I went in there
nowadays, yeah.
the other night. I didn't realize it was 2 minutes before they closed. I made them make me a milkshake, and the guy was so mad at me. And then I was passing by this morning, and I was going to go in and apologize, but I thought he wouldn't appreciate it. Tom, you like stuff that tastes like other stuff. They made a royal wedding-themed donut. And they're experimenting with coffee on tap now. And that was my stuff I wanted to talk
Like
about.
a nitro infused coffee?
Yeah, like all their stuff. They're putting it there. They opened a concept store in Quincy,
Of course.
Yeah.
If you're going to do it.
where it all began.
You would think a lot of people in Quincy, though, would be like, what the fuck is this shit? I want a regular Dunkin's.
Yeah, give me my regular donkeys.
And then, punch the guy behind the counter. Rate the best to worst Munchkins.
Best.
Uh-huh.
Joey.
Yes. So far, you're 1 for 1.
Second best.
Uh-huh.
Chocolate glazed.
Yeah, it could go either way.
What were you going to say?
Regular glaze, but then chocolate close
yeah,
behind.
yeah. Okay. Those
Mostly
are,
it's just you had to pick jelly as the first. 'cause
yeah,
that's
and then
best
the
one.
rest follow. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the other two, I could go, it depends on which one I've had most recently. That's the one I like the most.
Yeah.
But the jelly, because a lot of times, too, they screw you on the jellies. There's not, like, that many jellies in there. I think maybe they're probably certainly harder to make.
Yeah.
It's an extra step to put the jelly in there.
Well, nowadays you don't get Fred the Baker making them. You got some anonymous
I don't know
factory.
I don't know if they ever made the Munchkins in-house.
I don't know.
Yeah, they probably did. I mean, they probably shipped them like the dough and they fried them in-house or whatever. Apparently, they don't fry their donuts anymore. They bake them.
Oh, that has to make them a little healthier.
Yeah, but I think it's like one of those, like, you're splitting hairs at this point.
Yeah.
It's already just like,
Yeah, and if I'm going to splurge and eat that shit, like...
fry it up, man.
Yeah.
Give it to me as the best.
if I'm eating it every day, if I'm having a donut for breakfast
Right.
every day, cumulatively, yeah, like you add all that up, the baked instead of fried will make a difference in like killing me like 1 day slower.
But if you're shaving like 30 calories off this,
Yeah.
no, come on. Just give it to me as best you can make it. Let loose.
Let loose. Hang loose. Hawaii.
All right, cool. What does Hawaii have to do with anything?
I just wanted to pivot before we say see you next week.
All right. Well, you did it. Congratulations. See you next week.
That was a HeadGum podcast.